Welcome back to Blender Sculpt Live. In this episode, I want to show you kind of like a 3D therapy called the Monkey Pox therapy. I call it like Monkey Pox because it looks a bit like Monkey Pox, and yeah, it's like a bubbly kind of things, and yeah, it's also like a little bit like autoimmune kind of disease. But this is actually kind of interesting in 3D, so I will show you how. I will use 3.3 alpha. We start with the default cube. We can subdivide it. So I just did like a control 4, but I can increase this to 6 subdivisions, and I just simply apply this. I'm gonna show you the technique. I might actually already show you something similar in the past, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway, show it again. So we're gonna be utilizing draw face set, okay? So by default, face set will simply basically draw like a different color bubble wherever you put like a stroke or create a new brush. It will kind of create a new bubbles, and yeah, I think it looks pixelated because it's actually selecting the face and creating face set. You can hold shift and then kind of paint over it, and it's gonna smooth the area. So yeah, that's why this is I think quite fun to do, because it's I don't know, it's quite satisfying. That's why I call it like a 3D therapy, and you can actually do this on any 3D objects, okay? And it's really fast, it's really high performance. I wish we have something like this on the iPad because it's gonna be really fun to do. So after you create all these bubbles, yeah, we can leave the pixelated one. We can save this. Let's call this Monkey Pox. We can use the Suzanne the monkey head a little bit later. So after we draw the face set, if I'm not wrong, there's also other shortcut like if you hold control, you see you can extend the same color instead of creating a new different color each time. And this is kind of like, I don't know, there's a lot of functions. So face set is like a little bit like mask, but it's like more colorful, and I think it's more like selection as well. The cool thing about face set is that you can then use something like cloth filter, and we can turn on face set, and then we can, for example, inflate or expand or pinch. If I use inflate and inflating, you can see it's almost like there is something underneath the 3D mesh, and it's because it's behaving like a cloth, it's pulling the mesh, right? So this is the therapy. It's like a real cloth. I'm gonna subdivide it again so it's higher resolutions. Go back to sculpt mode. Okay, we still have the face set. I will select the white area and then push it inside. You can see it's starting to create like a mushroom. And then after we do that, we can simply push and inflate the rest of the color. Okay, so yeah, I like to call it like a monkey pox. It could be like a mushroom. It might be a little bit organic. So what I did was simply using the brush and then select a single point and then pull it to the right. It's gonna inflate it based on the area. If I go the other direction, it's gonna deflate it. Okay, so inflate and deflate. So it's pretty fun exercise. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like defining areas. And after we do that, there's a lot of other tools. As you already know, this is inside Blender Sculpt. We can smooth some area, you know. So it's almost like creating like your own little planet. I am actually I wish there's a way to save the color of face set. This is probably just random. The color is not baked or anything, but you can just use like I think there's a brush that, okay, you can use paint. Let's see. Okay, the paint is okay. The face set is still there. It's not actually painting the face set. Oh yeah. Since it is keeping the face set color, you can perhaps just use similar color and just repaint off on top of it. So what's the, yeah, if I paint this with for example blue color, I wish it can take that color. Yeah, let's say I paint the blue color there. So because I like that kind of mushroom look, and then so I can actually paint like something that looks like mushroom. If I like this green color, okay, I'm gonna paint green on top of that. And it could be a donut. I should have made a donut, but I will switch to, for example, like red, pink color. Right click and then select the radius. I'm gonna draw something here. Yeah, I think the resolution is not great, but still we can add like a primitive kind of drawing, like a happy kids maybe playing with his dog, or I don't know, some kind of creatures, Pokemon. Yeah, well, anyway, yeah, you got the idea. Each of mushroom can become like a canvas. Maybe happy face here. Here we can draw like a flower. Yeah, you're free because it's a 3D therapy. You can do anything. You don't need to worry about making things looking realistic or detail or whatever. You can do that later. I mean, the detail is really, it's more about like telling your expressing your story, expressing yourself with 3D. Yeah, so this one could be like a worm. Yeah, the worm with some kind of wing. Okay, so yeah, we created the Monkey Pox. You can see the face set disappear as soon as we go back to the 3D, normal 3D. So we can do the same. If you want to do you want to do Suzanne monkey head, I recommend you to go high subdivisions, and then you go remesh, and you want to go this low as well with the voxel size, and then smooth this, and then right click and then convert to mesh. If we go to wireframe, now you can see this high density object. So we can do the same thing. We can hide this using H. Okay, sculpt mode, same idea. Draw face set. Okay, similar. This is literally Monkey Pox because it's a bubbles on the monkey. This time you can draw the donuts. Okay, you can smooth this using shift, but it's not really necessary. Just shift and then paint over it. It's gonna smooth the area. It's very interesting because it's keep creating a new color whenever you put the dots. I think Yayoi Kusama will be really jealous. She should learn Blender, I think. Okay, now sculpt mode, cloth. There are other filters that you can use. Mesh filter, color filter. We can use try mesh filter, and then actually cloth filter have the face set. So I go backward and I just deflate Suzanne and then create the mushroom. This part seems like tedious, but since this is a kind of like satisfying, so it's kind of nice to do this. kind of like slowing down a little bit. Oh, you can actually use collision, etc. But I believe it is using some kind of close simulations on the fly, so it's gonna do like a, it's gonna collide with each other as anyway if you inflate it. You see, I save this. The final artwork will be, if I can 3D print this, or actually using like a design it or export it as like a real balloon, it would be kind of nice if you actually can paint this in real world, or display it as I don't know, exhibit the creations in real world. I think this is, yeah, one of the thing you can do yourself. I shared the technique. Yeah, some people might actually steal the ideas, but I don't care. Color filter, paint. Okay, the next thing we want to do is to paint. Let's say we just paint the donuts. Okay, we're gonna paint over the face set. If I'm not wrong, we can actually export the face set and apply different materials on it. So I just paint on the donuts here. It's blue color donuts. Maybe give like some kind of topping. If I'm not wrong, you can actually hide the face set color. See? Now this is the actual color. The rest of the donuts can have different color with the maybe maximum strength, so we can, I don't know. And then after we do that, we can just make like topping. Yeah, now Suzanne have some kind of weird I don't know, it could be like an eyeball as well. I don't know. Let's go a little bit crazy. Super fun 3D therapy, just painting different color on this bubbles. All right, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. So we create like a mushroom on top of Susan's head. We're gonna display the previous artwork. So we create something totally weird, but this is the 3D therapy. Again, it's called Monkey Pox 3D therapy. Hopefully you find it useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.